The agent says the refund is processed, but the refund record does not exist. The message looks normal. Nothing on the agent facing path looked wrong yet. So there are two different things here. What the agent reported and what actually happened. The useful question is not whether the tool looked successful. It's what has to be true for this task to count as done and where that answer actually lives. Go back to the run. The request was to refund order ORD 1042 in full and confirm when it's done. The agent calls the refund action and the sandbox returns refund request accepted. RR 1042. The agent closes the task and reported the refund processed. The response itself was accurate. It said the request was accepted. It did not say the refund completed. That acceptance still matters. In this sandbox, it tells us the request reached intake and has a reference ID. The request entered the process. That is useful information. It just does not establish the final outcome. For this task, done means a completed refund for ORD 1042 exists. That definition comes from the user's goal. Once that is clear, the verification becomes much simpler. Read the state. That can actually answer that question. That read does not need a second AI, a human reviewer, or separate infrastructure. It can come from the same service and the same agent can run it. What matters is that the completion decision uses the final state we need instead of stopping at the original action response. Now we check RR 1042 finalization rejected. That is terminal. This attempt is over. Then we check ORD 1042 refund record none. Those two results tell us different things. The rejected finalization tells us the attempt is not still pending. The empty refund state tells us the outcome the user asked for still does not exist. So this is not a refund that simply needs another minute. The intake signal was real. It just answered a different question from the completed refund state. RR 1042 stays rejected. A new attempt goes in as RR 1043. This time, finalization completes. We run the same read again. Now ORD 1042 has refund RF 8821 status completed. Same read, different result. The difference is not confidence. The state we needed to see is now actually there. At that point, the completion message is based on a completed refund record, not just on the fact that an action started successfully. And now there is something concrete to keep. The completed refund record itself. That is the control pattern. When an agent changes a real system, define done before the run. Decide what must be true when the task is genuinely finished. Then read the state that answers that question. The message tells you what the agent reports. The state tells you whether the required outcome is actually there.